Hey guys, it is Alexis and
Lilian
here, and today we're going to be talking to you about
8 ways to tell if a femme girl is not so straight.
That's a hard one, right?
So we were thinking we'd make a video specifically how you can tell if a femme woman is queer, because it's always like, oh, short hair, check. Check out her fingernails and see if they're short. Well, let me tell you from personal experience, that is not always the case. Girls with long fingernails sometimes are into girls, and this is what I need to put up with.
They're not that long.
So, but yes, usually the stereotypes are check out the hair, short nails, manly clothes, whereas like rainbow pins
Everything
and shit like that. Well, sometimes that's just not true. Sometimes that's not the case. So there is a thing such as a femme lesbian or femme bi girl or whatever. I have one right here. Very nice edition of one. And yeah, so how can you tell? So number 1, test the LGBT Waters.
She was really happy when she came up with that one.
Well, actually, I'm not too happy with it, but let's
now that you're saying,
let's just give it this working title. What is meant by that is bring up some queer topics. It could be like, oh, Pride's coming up, or do you watch Orange is the New Black, or
have you seen Blue is the Warmest Color?
Oh, that's always a good one. How well is their sort of queer knowledge? Maybe they say right away like, oh yeah, that person's so hot or something like that.
Girl crush.
You know? Maybe something like that, or they're just like, oh, I've never heard of this person. What is that show? Oh, Pride? What kind of Pride?
What kind of event is that? I've never been to a Pride.
Then it's like, meh.
Why are they British?
Queer knowledge is not so good. Chances are they probably
aren't queer.
At least not a very advanced queer person.
So I find that this is also what people say as like a gaydar, because it's just a feeling. You're sitting next to someone, you're chatting, you don't even have to like talk, you just kind of have this sense that there's something there. Can't put your finger on it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to describe,
but you want to put your finger.
It's not even like, oh, the way they dress or the way they're looking at me or something like that. It's more like some sort of like radiation. You get like, there's like something. I think we're like in the same sort of category, you know?
Yeah,
it's
but
quite
I feel
a beautiful feeling.
Oh.
I have to say, sometimes I've been disappointed by that feeling and it was just wishful thinking. So keep that in mind.
Relationship history.
So for this one, it's just, you need to simply find out a little bit about their dating history.
They can like right away say, oh, my ex-girlfriend, and you're like, boom, in, queer. I've used this one so many times.
Yeah, so just be like, bring up the topic somehow, see if they reveal anything about their exes or anyone they're going on dates with, what gender is it. Just keep in mind, if it is a girl and she does talk about some guy she went on a date with or her ex-boyfriend, doesn't mean that she's straight, because she could still be bi, right? Number 4, social media stalking. Very relevant in this day and age, more relevant than talking to her about the L word, because it's not that relevant anymore.
And I wouldn't say stalking, I would say lurking.
Okay, let's make it a little more
not creepy.
Yes. Pretty straightforward. If you do have her on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatnot, just go through their profile. I have done this many times. So on Facebook, you can, for example, look, you can like pages. Is there anything queer related in there? Instagram, you can find out also a lot about sort of who they're hanging out with, what spots they're going to, if they have any rainbows laying around, any girls they're kissing.
Any rainbows laying around. Oh, my rainbow is just laying over there.
Well, you know how some people put rainbows in their bio?
Yeah.
I know a lot of you guys do that, because I do check out your profile sometimes when you follow us on Instagram. lots of rainbows there. Which is great, because like that, you make it easier if someone's into you, right? They don't need to go through this whole struggle. They're like, rainbow, okay, queer. I'm going in.
Maybe you just like rainbows, don't always risk it.
That's true.
Or sometimes you don't risk it.
You know what? The pride flag in Europe, a lot of times it's just the peace flag. So.
Oh, that's so confusing for me. I'm always like, whoa! It just means peace. I'm like, well, peace too, but...
Number 5, social environments and hangout spots.
Ask them where they hang out, if it's at a queer cafe or maybe they go to queer events. Most likely, they're queer.
So
but there's also a slim chance that they aren't, so be careful.
Pretty easy way to figure this out. Let's say it's a Monday. Hey, how was your weekend? What did you do? Then you can find out. Most likely they're going to tell you what they were up to, where they hung out at. If one of those sort of places comes up, it's like, oh, okay, interesting.
Okay.
Other thing was the social environment. So who are their friends? Queer people a lot of times
hang out
with other queer people. So again, you can find this out through social media, or obviously just in general, who you know who their friends are by just getting to know them a little bit. And then if they are queer, higher likelihood that they are as well.
Mm-hmm.
If not, doesn't mean anything. I have a lot of straight friends, mostly straight friends. Flirting. I'm gonna leave this up to you, little flirter.
Why? I'm not a flirter.
Yes, you
are. Flirting. Okay. So that's pretty straightforward. Flirt with them.
See how they respond. One thing about this is, actually 2 things about this. A, if you flirt with her and she doesn't respond in a way that you think she might be into you, maybe she's not into you, she could still be queer. I don't know if that still is gonna exclude her for you, because you probably want to know if she's into girls because you are interested in her, but you know, she could still be queer. But also, if you do flirt with them and they do flirt back, don't get too excited yet. I've been in that situation. You're like, oh my god, they must be into you. Nope. Straight girls love flirting with girls. So,
it's exciting for them.
Yes, it's so like, it's
different.
Harmless in a way. It's like ego boosting. It's fun. It's like, oh, I want to see if I'm popular with the ladies too. But in general, if you're flirting with someone and she flirts back, it's like, okay, like there's gonna be some sort of liking going on. See how she reacts when you sort of maybe in like a little passive or sneaky way come out to her. Or you could be just fully upfront, but you know, just saying like, hey, I'm gay by the way, could be a little like, okay, like why are you telling me this? But if you say, for example, my ex-girlfriend, or oh, I went on a date with a girl last week, I wasn't really that into her, blah, 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 you'll see how she's gonna react to that. So maybe she's just gonna be like a normal, friendly person, and you're gonna be like, okay, like there was no either like super excited reaction, also nothing super negative. But sometimes people do get taken like aback a little, like, oh, like this girl's straight, blah, 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 panic or whatever. Or just like don't have that much to say. Or that's gonna, if she is queer, a lot of times open up the window to be like, hey, we're both queer. And then she might like share something about herself too that's gonna out her to you.
Yeah.
And like at least that way she knows already that you're queer. The ball's in her court. If she's into you, she's probably gonna do something about it. So I think this is a pretty good way to just getting it rolling somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can just ask her. Now, hold on. Because it could be weird, obviously, if you're just like, are you into girls? But there's more subtle ways to do it. For example, if you are in a conversation where it's sort of like getting to know each other better, or maybe discussing like dates or whatever, if you've already especially revealed that you're into girls, I've done this, and I think at least, where you can just be like, so, like, have you ever hooked up with a girl? Or would you ever be into that? Or like, if you were to be with a girl, what celebrity would it be? I find that girls pretty often, which is funny, when you reveal to them that you're queer, straight girls will very often be like, I kissed a girl once in the 7th grade or something like that, right?
Yeah.
How would you respond if a girl just asked you straight up, like, by the way, are you a lesbian?
I'd be like, what do you think?
Also, if you guys have any other tips and any other experience that you can share with the queer community, let us know in the comments because we're here to support each other, right?
Yeah. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like. And if you're new here, subscribe.
Alright guys, we'll see you at the next one. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Tschüss.